Hello boys! We all love God of War, since its first release in 2005 till its new release to this day 2020, Ragnarok. And their reboot in 2018 made even a huger hit when they added their awesome newest element, the Leviathan Axe. I love this axe so much it makes me emotional. And today as a game developer I want to contribute to this great franchise by recreating the throw mechanics of God of War's Leviathan Axe. I will never get tired of that voice. That voice. Quick note, the project files are available to download for free on our Discord server. We currently have 4 awesome members and 2 bots, but I have faith that this community will grow in the future and will have a lot of members, like 10 members or even more. You will find the Discord invitation link in the description to join. Now let's start. First thing we need in any God of War game is of course our main character, Kratos. I started searching for a 3D model of him online as I don't want to reinvent the wheel and model him from scratch. Been searching a lot and haven't found one yet. Looks like I will need to reinvent the wheel. Oh wait, found one. Thank you, random citizen. The model however is not rigged, so we'll rig it. For those who don't know, rigging simply means putting bones in the 3D model to be able to animate it. There is a very painful process in rigging which is called painting skin weights, where you select the bone, paint the vertices that it should influence, making sure that it blends well with the other weights for smooth transitions, spending a lot of time doing that, then realizing that you made a mistake midway. You go to cry in a corner, then you come back to repaint it again. I hate it, deep down from my heart. Thankfully technology is evolving and we're starting to find more automatic solutions to it, especially for humanoid characters. I tried Blender's Rigify automatic weight paint, and the result wasn't that good for our beloved Kratos here. Then I tried Maximo Auto Rig Weight Paint, and the result was really good actually. You know, some models work in Rigify better, some work in Maximo better, and looks like our Kratos have a thing towards Maximo here. Boy. Oh yes, Kratos. Dance boy. Shake it boy. We will download the needed animations from Maximo. Then the next step is to get our rigged character into our game engine. And we will use Unreal Engine's retarget system for that. And thankfully, it's pretty easy to use. Okay, maybe it's not that easy at first. I've spent much more time than I would like to admit on this part. So here's the thing, Unreal Engine 5 changed its retarget system a bit from its previous version, Unreal Engine 4. The new system is, what can I say, not straightforward like the previous one. But finally, after many hours of smashing my head into the keyboard, I have figured out. I think I will do a quick tutorial for it later to save you all time, and to save your keyboard from you. I will get the camera closer to the player to look more like God of War. And now we have our beloved animated Kratos in the engine. Next we need the Leviathan Axe. Thankfully, it was much easier to find online. Thank you randoms. Also we don't need to animate it, so just import it to the engine without any problems. Ah, okay, found a problem. The model is imported in pieces and without textures. So I went to Blender, joined all the pieces together, connected the materials textures and re-imported it. And now we have our axe in the engine. And in order to make our character hold the axe, we will create a socket which is location and rotation data at the player's hand. Then at the beginning of the game, we will attach our axe to the socket. Great, now we have all what we need to start scripting and creating our Leviathan Axe throw mechanic. We will break the mechanic into 3 main parts: aiming, throwing, and recalling. Let's start with aiming. I cut the first part of the throw animation that I got from Maximo, edited a bit to create aim pose out of it, then opened the animation state machine, made the pose work only on the upper body, created aim variable, and we will enter into this aim pose when this aim variable is true. And when the player presses the aim button, we will make this variable true, otherwise we'll make it false. Nice, but you know, it's not aiming without zooming. So also when the player presses aim button, we will change the camera's field of view over time using timeline. The aiming is good enough for now, let's start the throwing part. When the player presses the throw button, we will create a gate and close it to prevent the player from spamming the button. And we will reopen it later when the player recalls the axe. Then we will play the throw animation on the upper body slot that I created in the animation blueprint. That will make the animation work only on the upper body. We will create a delay to wait for the right time in the animation to start the throw. We can also use notify if we want, but I chose to use delay to prototype faster. After the delay, we will create a line trace from the player's camera, and based on the trace head location, we will spawn a projectile containing our axe. Nice! Boy, that's a wall of art right there. We will hide the axe in our hand when we throw the projectile axe, to create the illusion that we're actually throwing the axe from our hand. But the truth is that we spawn another axe and the main one is still in our hand. Shh, don't tell anyone. Also, when we throw the axe, we will make it rotate over time in its local y-axis, as a throwing axe always looks cooler when it rotates. Nice! Okay, we should stop the axis rotation when it hits something. That's better. But another problem we will face is that the rotation stops randomly in weird moments, and that will cause the axe to land inside the walls like that. So to fix that, after the axe hits something, we will adjust its rotation by resetting its rotation to the rotation of the camera when we started the throw, then set its rotation based on the hit object normal and give it a little random variant. Here is the result of what happens when we hit an object in slow motion and delays to make it more clear. And now in real time, nice! Now every time we throw the axe, it will land nicely to the hit object. A breathtaking wall of art. The next stage in creating the Leviathan Axe is to be able to recall it. The Leviathan Axe. Imagine after obtaining a rare weapon like this, we throw it to the infinity and beyond, without getting back. I will not allow that to happen. When the player presses the recall button, we will check if the axe is thrown. If yes, we will create a spam gate, then we will stop the throw animation if it's currently playing, and start the recall animation that I created in Blender, as I haven't found one online. Good, he looks stupid when he does the recall animation and the axe just ignores him and doesn't come back. Enemies will laugh at us like that. After the animation, we will stop the axe from rotation, stop the projectile, and gradually through time using a timeline, we will set the projectile axe location and rotation to our hidden axe location and rotation. Remember our hidden axe? After the projectile axe reaches its destination, we will destroy it and unhide our main axe. Let's test that. great. But to make it cooler and more like God of War, we want the axe to take a curve while moving back to the player's hand. To do that, we will calculate the distance between the player and the throwing axe to get the middle location between them. Then we will get the right vector of the player's camera and multiply it to 500 cm distance and add it to the calculated middle location, so that we get this nice curved location between the player and the axe. Then we will create another timeline to make the axe smoothly move over time to the calculated curved location. Then we will call our old timeline to make it move from the curved location to our player's hand. See? Also, to make things smoother, I will create events in the timeline to start the rotation, stop the rotation, and end recall animation at more accurately specific times. To polish things more, we will play with the recall timeline curve a little to make the axe wiggle before it gets recalled to our player's hand. Also, we will create a camera shake and activate it once Kratos catches the axe to create this boom impact, making the axe feel more heavy and energized. Also, we will create a particle VFX using the Niagara system to make a moving energy trail following the throwing axe. And we will also use Niagara to make a burst VFX when the axe hits something, and the burst impact moving to the left when the player catches the axe, to create this nice feeling that the magical energy from the axe gets impacted by the catch. We will add sound effects to the axe, an impact sound when it hits something, recoil sound, and throwing whoosh 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 sound. And we will make the throwing sound get lower the farther it goes away from the player. Nice! Now for the final result part. I have created this scene that is inspired from God of War to test the final result in it. I will upload the time-lapse working on this scene if you're interested to watch it. But for now, here is the final result. Yes, boy! Oh boy. That's it, boys. Thanks for watching. Remember, the project files are free to download in our Discord server. Like, subscribe, stay awesome, and keep smashing things up.